Hey everybody, and welcome to a brand new installment of Nintendo News Report for Wednesday, February 3rd, 2015. Today I am joined by one Mr. Donald Terrio.
I've been dealing with a lot of cats this week for various reasons, so it might be a little hairy tonight.
Oh,
I
damn,
get it.
you just outpunned me there. I mean, I thought I had a couple of good fur ones earlier, but you just schooled me.
The other voice you're hearing slash seeing is director of NintendoWorldReport.com, one Mr. Neal Ronahan.
And I have a toy. It's not an amiibo. It's Nightwing.
Oh.
Oh, that's cute. Does that come with a DVD or
Yeah,
something?
no, I got Batman Bad Blood because
What was
whatever
that? I've never even heard of that one.
it just came out, and it also came with a weird like book-shaped graphic novel. Like this is like the size of a Blu-ray case. It's weird.
Wow.
At a Best Buy and got the dumb figure and the book because I'm a sap.
I'd sing
But
bad
I like those
here,
DC animated movies. We should talk about it on Zanstars. Go watch it, Zach.
We should talk about something on Zandstar someday.
We should.
And we are also joined by one from Alaska, Zachary Miller.
Bayonetta.
Bayonetta. And of course, I'm Alex Kalafi. Today we are talking about a lot of big stuff, or at least four really big things. Our top story this week is, of course, the Super Smash Bros. On 3DS and Wii U DLC, which I hear you guys predicted correctly last week.
Well, we kind of figured it would be later in the month. It would be after, Fire Emblem Fates and Bayonetta 2 came out again, in Bayonetta's case. But while we're on this roll, can I just go ahead and predict that we're going to be seeing Mother 3 by the end of June?
Yeah.
End of June, okay.
When Mother came out last year?
Announced at E3.
Yeah.
I think it'll be announced before E3.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, if you think about it from Nintendo's perspective, the DLC thing makes sense. Because would they rather release the DLC in the hopes of getting more people to pay for the games, or would they rather get people to, or would they release the games first to get people to buy the DLC after? And I think the way they did it makes the most sense. They'd rather have the attention later on focused on the actual disc-based games, rather than hoping people buy $5 DLC. But of course, the DLC did come out this week. Corrin from the upcoming Fire Emblem Fates and Bayonetta. Corrin is $4.99. Corrin is $4.99 on each system. $5.99 for having Corrin on both Wii U and 3DS. Bayonetta is $5.99 on one version, but that also includes a stage, and $6.99 on both versions, which includes stages. Also, Mii costumes, 75 cents for each, $1.15 for both. So it's
I didn't get any Mii costumes.
No Mii costumes. Okay.
I never buy Mii costumes.
I got Gino.
Oh.
I had to. Like that was my life could not go on without having a Gino Mii costume if available. I did look at the Mii costumes, and I just realized I'm never going to use any of these. I just bought the figures or bought the characters and left.
The only Mii costume I might have bought would have been Ashley if it brought her theme song from the WarioWare games, but since it didn't, those costumes can go pound sand.
Isn't it wild how much of a fan base Ashley actually has?
I mean, I would. Okay, if we're gonna rank top 3 WarioWare characters,
Jimmy's number one.
Jimmy's characters?
Jimmy's number one. Dr. Is it Krigor?
Oh damn, he's good too.
Krigor.
He's number 2, Krigor.
We should make this list.
And then
This is a great idea.
Number 3
Cancel
is
the rest of the show. We're just gonna argue this.
stack rank WarioWare characters. And then number 3 is the monkey that appears after you beat the game.
Oh man,
The monkey that appears after you beat the game. That's his official
pretty
name
dope
too.
Isn't that the dog taxi driver?
The dog taxi. These are powerful characters.
Isn't that 9-Volt's friend? Oh wait, no, 9-Volt is friends with a dude, and then it's the dog and the cat
Volt or something.
Yeah.
WarioWare characters.
9-Volt's mom.
Yeah, Ashley, Orbulon, the alien.
He was my.
G.
Yeah.
Mona. Who cares?
She's got a good
Dribble
song.
and Spitz. That's who I was talking about.
Which one's the hippie?
Yes.
I think Jimmy's the hippie.
Okay.
Man, WarioWare's the best. The world sucks because there hasn't been a new WarioWare game since like Smooth Moves. Because Gaming Wario doesn't count.
DIY?
Okay, yeah, DIY was good. I only played a little bit of DIY. I like borrowed a friend's copy and I got it used for like $10 like a year or two ago. I should play that.
I kind of got into it. I made a few games.
Yeah, I know. You did make a few games. I played some of them. I played the WiiWare version of DIY.
Oh, okay.
I played that a lot.
Nice.
I didn't play
Anyway,
the one that much.
We should probably get back to the Smash Brothers before we start.
Right.
Here.
Sure. 3 of us played the DLC. That is Donald, Zach, and Neal. I'm just going to let you boys go. What did you think of the DLC that came out? The final Smash Bros. Characters for Super Smash Bros. For Wii U.
Both characters are really good.
Mm.
I fall into that category of people who like heard Bayonetta and Corrin get announced, and I was like, who? Like, why? I don't care. But playing as them, it's just as I expected. They're both really fun. Like Corrin kind of has a feel of like Corrin has the swordplay of a Fire Emblem character, and then like his or her arm will turn into like a dragon arm, and she has like a charge projectile shot as a bee. She's got a counter because every character with a sword needs a freaking counter.
Right.
But I enjoyed playing as her or him quite a lot, depending on what costume you pick.
I have to confess, when I played on the Wii U, I tried both forms of Corrin on Wii U, and I honestly forgot which one I was using at some points.
Yeah, it's only like the length of the hair is the only differess.
Yeah, but
Who's
I
the
think
default?
It's male default, same as with Robin.
What do you think this is?
I don't know. We Fit.
Does it go to Corey if it's a male?
Nope.
No, it's just Corrin.
No.
Corrin's a gender-neutral name, so it'll be the same for both. I will say I've been having some trouble nailing Corrin's side B special move because I tend to whiff with it a lot, but I was also playing against a level 1 CPU just so I could sort of get the feel for the timing of it. So
it reminds me a lot of Little Mac's side B, where like if you do it wrong, you're just like, oh, I'm off the stage, crap. But I enjoyed playing as her a lot, or him. I enjoyed playing as Corrin. I enjoyed playing as them.
Bayonetta's B moves aren't all that great. She just her neutral B is to shoot her guns.
But you can charge that and then do A attacks, and then at the end of those at the end of the combo, she'll fire the gun.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that popped up on a loading screen for me.
Okay. Well, her up B is just a launch. Her side B is witch kick.
Which is pretty good. I use that to
yeah,
good
it is
effect.
switch kick, and her down B is the slide move, which is essentially witch kick, just a slide.
Well, isn't her down B like that kind of dodge?
Oh, you're right. Her down B is the dodge. It's a dodge that's kind of it functions the same way that a counter would, one of the Fire Emblem counters would, but if you hit it right, you activate witch time for like half a second, and she can wail on the other guy. Basically get a free hit.
I did not land that.
It's hard to land.
Yeah, I did, but I mean, Bayonetta's about the combos, and it's really rewarding to nail those combos and then finish it with a smash attack and get the big hair demon to come out.
Her smash attacks are really cool.
Yep.
Yeah. I think her final smash though is probably more balanced for more than 2 people, because in a one-on-one I found it was a little bit hard to get the meter built up, especially at high damage if you're facing something like a Jigglypuff.
Oh, I didn't get. I didn't find her.
Yeah, I got the final smash. It wasn't.
Just hit Gamora, and they come out.
You have to basically have to build. You have to do a combo to build up the meter, and then if you max it out before the final smash ends, then Gamora shows up and rips them in half, basically.
Oh, that's bizarre.
Yeah, it's cool. Going back to Corrin for a second, I like that the projectile shot, I think it's the neutral B. It does like a weird stun when you land it, which I really like. Like I'm excited to kind of dive into these characters more.
Samus's blaster.
Yeah, no, it was very similar to that.
Nice.
I'm very excited to dig into these characters and play more of the game. I'm gonna miss the DLC characters because it's been a nice excuse to like, oh, there's a new character, I'm gonna screw around and smash for like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the Splatoon DLC too. Like that was always a good excuse to go back and pick up Splatoon and check out the new maps. And but I guess with Splatoon, there's a chance that might not be done.
Right.
I guess we'll find out. But Smash Brothers, until it gets ported to NX, it's done.
End of the year edition.
Yep.
If we can eulogize Smash for a second, like, it's kind of insane how many characters there ended up being by the time this happened. What, like almost 60?
I think it's 55 plus the Miis.
So practically like 2 Smash games worth.
Yeah.
From Brawl. Like 2 Smash upgrades worth.
I mean, because I went from like 12 to 20-something to 35 to 55.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like exponentially going up. So for the next game, they'll have 90. That's reasonable, right?
And not even looking forward to Konami.
That should be the expectation that we should set, because that's what Nintendo set us up to think will happen. And then everyone can freak out when there's not 90 characters in the next game.
One of the characters will be Ashley.
Yeah, our WarioWare
and Jimmy T,
discussion.
it'll be WarioWare Smash Brothers to determine who the best character in WarioWare is. My money's on 9-Volt. He knows how to play games.
Small hitbox.
Yeah. He's like Odd Job from GoldenEye. It'll be great.
Okay.
He won't be like, you can't play as 9-Volt.
Cool. All right. We would talk about that Resident Evil 4 is coming out on the Wii U tomorrow on eShop. You should probably get it because that's a fucking awesome game, although it might be a little expensive. You know.
I think that Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition is the best version of that game.
Oh, yeah.
It has all the content.
You
Yeah,
can
it has all the content, and
probably
I think-
find a disc copy for cheaper than $20.
I think when it came out at launch, it was like $30.
$30.
Like, I feel like I got that game close to launch for like $25.
I think
it's going to be $20 on the eShop tomorrow, which, I mean, there's a ton of content in that game. From a content perspective, totally worth $20.
Yeah.
From you can probably find the disc version of this way cheaper. It ain't worth $20.
Right.
Well, Capcom is one of the more generous publishers when it comes to eShop sales, so that's
True.
Yeah.
you could always wait for that. But I mean, I got the disc version for $12 in 2010.
Damn.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Yeah. So
It is in stock, brand new, for $12.55 on Amazon right now with Prime.
there you go. So in fact, just get it on Prime right now, and then join everyone in the conversation tomorrow when it comes out on
I'll
eShop.
put the link in the chat. Oh, no, I can't put a link in the chat. I realized that last week I was going to.
Someone else, if you have the means to, put a link in the chat, or you
No,
don't want to
just-
look up
and just-
Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, Google Resident Evil 4, Amazon, it'll show up.
Hopefully, it won't sell out because of the number of people watching this show right now.
I need to beat it on
There might not be a lot of
PS3.
copies left. But I think instead of buying it on the Wii U eShop, I might just bust out my copy of the Wii version. Play along.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Moving on to the rest of the news, let's talk about Nintendo financials. Record profit of 33.5 billion yen. Net
That's-
income.
It was not a record.
Not a record, but a decent
Recorded.
profit.
An operating profit. Okay. I missed the ED on that. With a net income currency of 29.1 billion yen. Let's see the stuff we care about. Wii U sold approximately 1.87 million units in the third quarter, 12.6 million units overall, slightly more than I thought it would be at.
I mean, because the Wii U is doing consistently well. Like, it's not, I mean, maybe well is a stretch. But, like, since...
Not going downhill.
Yeah, no, I mean, but, like, since the end of days that was 2013 with the Wii U, it kind of, like, rebounded a little bit and stabilized. I wouldn't, like, you would have to be crazy to be like, oh, no, sales are fine. Like, but they've, for 2014 and 2015, they've been kind of steady and stable. And they have good games that are coming out that are selling. Like Mario Kart 8 sold a bunch in 2015, a year after it came out. Splatoon is on pace to outsell Mario Kart 8. Smash Brothers is still doing well. Yoshi's Woolly World, I think, is at like 1.5 million.
1.3, but yeah, it helped that it had an amiibo bundle in the U.S., but still, that's really...
Well, I mean, that didn't help Chibi Robo, so...
Well, there was a
Nothing's
game
gonna
there.
help you.
Yeah. No, it also didn't help Amiibo Festival. I'm pretty sure we can go to GameStops and there's just like a dude outside being like, "Yo, man, $1. Amiibo in the game. We'll throw out the game for you and just give you the amiibo."
Okay, 3DS down dramatically. No Smash Bros. And Pokemon. 3.6 million in the quarter. 3DS family has sold 57.94 million units, which is a little more than a third of what the DS sold by the end of its life.
I think that comparison's very unfair. I've seen a lot of people throw that around where it's just like, well, it didn't do as well as the DS. That's like saying like, well, you know what? Nothing's beat the PlayStation 2, so I guess everything else is a failure.
Let me qualify that by saying, despite that fact, 57.94 million units sold is a wonderful success for a handheld console in this day and age, and also an enormous success based on what the 3DS used to be a long time ago.
I was about to say, based on
for
how
2
it
months.
launched, it's a miracle it got there.
What, the thing launched in March?
It was a bad 2 months.
It was a real bad 2 months, but March 2011 is when it launched. It did very bad for like 2 or 3 months, and by the end of 2011, it was a success.
Okay.
Partially because of how bad of a 2 months that was, and what they had to do to rectify that 2 months.
Yeah, and 2011, but like that holiday for the 3DS, they had Mario Kart 7, 3D Land, and it did very well.
3D Land was a fucking awesome game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I think that might be one of the best games on 3DS, if not the best.
It might be one of the best Mario games.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue that too heavily. Like that's a debate.
I mean, you look at what the 3DS really had last year. I mean, sure, Happy House Arrest crawled to about 1 million overseas because it did most of its damage in Japan. Triforce Heroes did about 1 million, but they really didn't have a whole lot. Like, there wasn't a Pokemon game mainline last year. You had Super Mystery Dungeon, which decent apparently, but it didn't set the world on fire, and now you can't find the damn thing. So, and Yokai Watch definitely didn't do what they were expecting it to do, but I think they're expecting a slow burn on that. But you have to
figure the Yokai Watches are now in stores. That started in January. So Yokai Watch was not planned to be an overnight success.
Yeah. So I think this year, I mean, if they've got a pretty good lineup, if there's anyone with an interest in RPGs, they're probably going to pick the thing up if they don't already have it. But you really have to think, even with the probable mainline Pokemon this year, they're going to have to get a successor out sooner rather than later for this thing, probably by the end of the year.
Yeah, 3DS is... no, actually, I'll qualify that. The 3DS was a great system.
Sure.
It sold very well. It's not selling well anymore. It's a system at the end of its life. I'm very excited for the games that come out this year for it. Like, I'm enjoying Paper Jam, enjoyed Final Fantasy Explorers, looking forward to Fire Emblem Fates, playing my Red, Blue, Yellow, Hyrule Warriors Legends, the Dragon Quest games, Bravely Second, Seventh Dragon, Etrian Odyssey 5, all these other games. I'm very excited for all of them. There's not a big market for any of those games.
You know, BT Dubs, I've been playing Pokemon Red for an upcoming connectivity game club. Game blows. Pokemon Red blows. It is a terrible game.
Zach, don't ruin it.
That is poorly balanced.
Zach, don't ruin it.
So slow moving.
Don't ruin it.
Zach,
none of the Pokemon are good.
This isn't the time. This isn't the time.
We have like give it like 2-3 weeks, man.
I just want to tell people. I just want to warn people.
Zach, if you keep going, we're going to be here till 11. Your time.
I'm rethinking those bundles, is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I wasn't. There was a hot minute where I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna pre-order this shit," even though it made no financial sense. I don't need it. And then I was just like, "No, I'm just gonna like buy Red, Blue, or Yellow and move on with my life, and I'll be fine. I won't miss not having those systems with those faceplates at all."
Amiibo did really well for Nintendo. 31 million Amiibo worldwide. 21 million Amiibo.
I want to know what percentage of that are Animal Crossing Amiibos.
We're into decimals at that point.
Well, no, the cards are still doing very well.
Yeah, like 20 million amiibo cards. Although I think
That
most of them were
suggests packs. It would be like 5 to 7 million packs, right?
like 4 million. I think is well. It depends on how they're selling
It
them.
depends because, like, yeah, regional. There were differences in how many were in the pack.
I've already
right?
seen the cards on sale at stores up here.
Well, no, in America they didn't do that well. In Japan, the cards did very,
sure.
very well.
Yeah.
In Japan, the cards they had to apologize and do a second rush printing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because Animal Crossing, the thirst is real in Japan. So we got the fun lists of like the top 10 amiibos in each region, and like there will be an article up on the site soon after I finish writing it, which is my analysis of this. But it's I just want to point out one thing about how like America has all this variety. It's got a lot of third-party characters. It's got like a balance of like Pokemon, Zelda, Mario. And then Japan, the top 3 are the 3 Splatoon amiibo. The next 3 are 3 versions of Mario. And then out of the final 4, 2 of them are Animal Crossing amiibo.
Oh my god.
Japan's boring, man.
Any Isabel in there? I didn't look at the list.
Yeah, Isabel's 7th on the Japan list in the winter outfit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Why does that not surprise me?
Okay.
I mean, it was winter in Japan, I guess.
There's already an Isabel variant. I'm not
They needed
surprised.
Isabel to keep them warm.
Yeah, they announced
God.
a summer variant for Isabel in the third and probably final Animal Crossing wave.
Of
I'm
course.
just surprised they got the 3. That's very good for them.
Well, I think they were in for 3 because I mean they had like the Nook cousins and Cap'n or whatever leaked in December, so we knew they were in that far. The question is, are they going to get to wave 4? And the answer is, oh hell no.
They're going to be too busy like going to American retailers being like, no, please, don't give our retail space to Skylanders, please.
We will take these Skylander Animal Crossing amiibo and burn them so you can make room for the Splatoon
There's
Squid
a
Sisters.
Target rep who's like, who the hell is Shovel Knight? Lucas? Is he even in a game? Well, he's in Smash Brothers, but what the hell
He's
is
in
Mother
Mother
3?
3.
It only came out in Japan, but it's totally cool. Like we might release it sometime next year. I don't know. Probably
Nintendo
not.
gamers will get it, man.
Yeah, like it's cool. Like why do we want to put Cowlick Boy out on the next to Darth Vader? Like that's gonna go well.
And Lucas didn't make it out of the first weekend at the place I do my stock tracking app, and there's still double digits for every other Animal Crossing wave too.
Yeah. Okay.
I saw a bunch of Luke amiibos at Fred Meyer yesterday, and I was like, I'm not buying that shit.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of Best Buy. They're still like I could probably bathe in Falco amiibo.
Yeah, right?
Like I could just knock over the big the big display of amiibo with all the Falco amiibo and just dive into it like a bath.
This
I wouldn't be
conversation
clean,
is
it'd be
worthless
weird.
without pics.
Would it kill somebody to restock Rosalina? My God.
Animal Crossing will still find a way, I think, in amiibo form. I think it didn't this time because neither of the games are good, and even though like Happy Home Designer did fine, like it didn't do what New Leaf did. Next time we get like the NX Animal Crossing game, or whatever the next big one is, they're gonna relaunch amiibo with that, and I think that's when it's gonna get picked up.
No, and then probably with that is that they'll take the pre-existing Animal Crossing figures and you'll get a gold statue for the new line. I think that's what will probably happen.
Yeah.
That's good.
And just have all these gold statues. Add no other benefit to the
But
game.
there'll be gold statues items, so they take up space in your wardrobe, in your dresser.
Like you can't move them. It's just
No.
next to your
You can't move them either.
gyroid, next to your gyroid basement. It's just gold statues.
Let's talk about some of these upcoming releases. 2016 hashtag Fire Emblem and Federation Force. The projects Guard and Robot are TBD, along with Dr. Kawashima's devilish brain training in Europe.
That's the joke that never gets old. Whenever like someone from Europe is like, "Hey man, we already have Super Mario RPG on Wii U Virtual Console," they're like, "Hey, remember that Brain Age game that we played 4 years ago and forgot about? Have you guys played it yet? No? Okay."
You ever like write like a short story and then get to like almost the end, but you're not in the mood to edit it, so it just never comes out? I think that's what the localization for this game is.
Do any of us
They
actually
have some
believe?
kind of bump in the road, and they're just like, we don't need to prioritize that.
Does anyone actually believe those project games are ever going to come out? They're
Yeah, they will.
perpetually TBD. I don't think they're.
Well,
I don't think
I think that
anything.
Project Guard will come out in April when Star Fox Zero gets delayed.
After they reassured us that it's coming out in April again.
I hope they don't come out because I'm using them as pre-order filler to get deals. So if they do ship, I'm in big trouble.
It's perpetually TBD. You'll be fine.
All right, couple more things. 3 more things. Nintendo accounts coming February 17th, already live in Japan, coming west in 2 weeks. America, Europe, and Australia. Nintendo accounts opening with Miitomo registration on the 17th. You can pre-order the Miitomo, pretty much.
I was actually reading about that a little bit. Apparently, that's very common in Japan to have free apps will give you a pre-release registration, so that way you'll be notified when it launches. Apparently, that's a very common practice there, but it's completely foreign to us. So.
Okay, and it also notes that existing Nintendo Network IDs, emails, or social networking accounts can be used to create the account. Good. Among the early benefits will be unspecified bonuses for Miitomo, and the My Nintendo service will come along with Miitomo.
They're also going to have birthday coupons, which is awesome, because my birthday's in March. Give me them birthday coupons, Nintendo.
What if, hypothetically, we don't give a shit about Miitomo? Am I going to be missing out? I mean, are we going to be missing out on half of this content because it seems so fixed around Miitomo?
No, there's going to be one involving an actual character people like in the second game. So I think it was Cerebi or Stealth suggested it would be Isabelle. Not as a rumor, but as an idea, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah. I've seen supposition of Kirby being thrown.
Yeah, I have a feeling mobile game 2 will not be Mario or Link. I think it'll be a B or C tier character that is very popular in Japan. So probably
never mind.
So probably Animal Crossing, or an Animal Crossing character. So Isabelle, maybe Kirby, maybe Yoshi.
Isabelle Endless Runner. Isabelle's Wild Ride.
Isabelle Dating Sim.
Oh God! You threw me Como.
But going back, having gone through the My Nintendo registration process in a foreign language, it's very easy.
Good.
So look forward to it being pretty easy. And I mean, as long as you speak the language, you won't have to go through some Google Translate filters to figure out where to fill out things. It'll take you seconds, and then you'll fill out your new Nintendo account and just be okay, now what? And then you'll wait until they launch games and stuff that make it fun. But I mean, I'm encouraged by what we know about Nintendo account. We still don't really know about how, is it going to save our information? So if we lose a system, we can re-download stuff. We don't know yet. Yeah. Hopefully, that'll get cleared up by
February. To download Super Mario Brothers on all our systems once.
Yeah, but I have a feeling that some of that information won't come out until NX Talk, because if NX is the optimistic, if we can talk optimistically about what NX will be, we'll have an announcement and it'll be in all of your virtual console games on Wii U will work with NX.
So it'll be a progression of what was before rather than just doing it all over again.
And I think that's part of the reason my virtual console on 3DS has been ignored. Outside of Pokemon, is because they're putting all their eggs into the Wii U basket to set it up for the future. Because the NX that will come out in 2016 will be a handheld, being the replacement for the 3DS.
Okay. The other thing I want to note before we move on to their Club Nintendo replacement is that Nintendo is getting pretty ambitious about this, and that they are aiming for 100 million users initially.
That's funny.
Which would be more users than there are 3DSs and Wii U's in the wild.
They're gunning a lot on mobile devices, it turns out.
Clearly.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's okay.
All right.
I mean, what would be a comparison for what Miitomo will be? I feel like Angry Birds is not fair because Miitomo ain't gonna be Angry Birds out of the date.
It's clearly inspired by Line.
What?
I think there's some Line inspiration in there. Well, obviously Tomodachi Life, but I think there's a little bit of line.
But I mean, like, is there a mobile game that like we can look up to see how many downloads it got and be like, okay, no, 100 million is actually a reasonable number?
Well, let's see. What's that game that Niantic did that wasn't Pokemon Go?
Ingress.
Ingress. Download. No, I'm just gonna put in Ingress. It's yeah. So I'll find that out. But
yeah, because at this point, the way they're talking about it, it's more of a communications app than it is a game per se. So you're probably looking at stuff like they're probably looking at things like Facebook Messenger, maybe, which is a stupid number of downloads.
Yeah,
I say as somebody who does not have a Facebook account. So that's probably if they can at least get a piece of that market while it's still somewhat fragmented, then they can call it a success. And then.
But did you find the same thing that I did? That Ingress has only had like 7 million users.
Yes, but then I also wanted to look at the other side, and I was like, oh, I wonder what Angry Birds downloads got, and it got over 3 billion.
Good God!
So it's gonna do somewhere between 7 million and 3 billion, probably.
So you're basically
okay. Well, Pac-Man Championship Edition, which I thought this is Pac-Man 256, just on Android has over 10 million downloads.
Okay, but that might be a fair comparison for Miitomo at first. But let's also consider the fact that Nintendo is going to have 5 mobile games out by 2017. Yeah. So if they're gunning on 10 million of those plus 50 million 3DS and Wii U users, like that doesn't seem terribly unrealistic. They won't reach it, but it doesn't seem like the most unrealistic thing in the world.
Did they set like a deadline for when they want 100 million users?
They just said they want it as soon as possible.
Okay. Like I could see like this time next year them reaching that number, but
if one of those 5 games is like a huge hit, which it's Nintendo, so it could be, like sure, they'll do it. Okay, cool. Moving on to my Nintendo.
No, it's. I thought it was my Nintendo. I didn't realize it was your Nintendo.
Whose Nintendo is it?
It's everybody's.
It's Nacho Cheese.
Nintendo announced the details of the program. Okay. Basically, they're dividing it into gold and silver point and platinum points. Gold points are tied to purchases, results in coupons. Platinum points are earned through browsing the eShop, reading things on Nintendo websites, or in-game achievements, which sounds like it's going to be an NX thing. Can be traded for digital rewards such as themes or physical goods, similar to old Club Nintendo services. Do we think there are going to be actual digital games
in
this?
Yes.
Are you are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. What do you guys think? Yeah.
Sure.
I feel uneasy. I feel uneasy about what this is going to be. I have a feeling they're going to try leaning on DLC, like for Miitomo and shit early.
Oh.
And it's going to be like a kind of a disappointment, just like Club Nintendo was.
I would like to think that. Well, I think it'll at first be like, oh, this is way better than Club Nintendo, and then we'll settle into it and then be disappointed by it soon enough.
At the very least,
but I think there might be a honeymoon period where we're like, this is great.
They put down. They put down Club Nintendo.
System now, not on the stupid website.
Right, but they also put down the old Club Nintendo so this thing could exist. So I hope there's at least some suggestion that they recognize flaws and they're going to make this better, or they're at least going to play to their strength.
They did recognize flaws with Club Nintendo. I know that's part of the reason why they killed it.
I can't wait for like the My Nintendo people in Europe and Australia to be like, look at my solid gold Kirby statue. And North American My Nintendo people are like, I got this desk calendar.
And we got Brain Age.
Only got 12 months on it.
Don't forget that we got Brain Age.
I'm honestly
I play it every now and then. Brain Age concentration rating. Go pick it up.
I'm honestly more excited for the gold rewards.
What?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, if that game ever comes out in Europe and as someone from Europe is watching this, that's a fantastic Brain Age game. It's hard as fuck, but it's awesome.
And it's got like some good solitaire and like this peg game that I played a lot of.
It hurts your brain in a way that feels really fucking good.
Yeah. It hurts so good, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've been playing that for years. I don't know what you're missing in Europe.
Okay.
They have Terranigma, to be fair.
Oh, damn it, you're right. Well, we lost.
A disaster day of crisis.
Lost.
Yeah, but I'm more excited for the gold rewards just because anybody who's seen what how my 3DS and Wii were sorted know I buy a lot of stuff digitally, so it'll be nice to start getting those rewards again.
The interesting thing is that it's not carrying over to physical.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
But it makes sense, too. Nintendo's going to be gunning on the digital more and more, just like every other video game company. Yep. Existing Nintendo Network ID structure will probably migrate over to My Nintendo. Game achievements might be available for 3DS. Next console, handheld. Alright. And then Miitomo. I think we already mostly talked about this, but just to go over this stuff. Pre-registration for Miitomo is opening February 17th. Full rollout for both iOS and Android mid-March. It will launch in 8 languages: Japanese, English, French, Spanish, German, Italian, Dutch, and Russian. Will be both tablets and smartphones and like iPods, presumably. We'll see. Meeting also revealed that Nintendo intends to pursue free-to-start for more notable titles than just Miitomo. But it seems like the next game seems like it's actually going to be a pay-for app. Like, they said that in the past, right?
Yeah,
there's been a lot of conflicting stuff. I think there's been a lot of things, like, taken out of context.
They're going to it sounds like they're at least probably going to put out games that are both free-to-play and not free-to-play.
The funny thing about that is that I saw people commenting on stuff from the investor briefing last night that it was the exact opposite of that everything's going to be free to start. That's why it's like, I'll just wait for this shit to come out at this point. Because I've heard so many conflicting things.
Right. Take everything with a grain of salt until you hear it directly from Nintendo in a story reported on NintendoWorldReport.com.
Yeah.
Okay. And then also, like, the next game following Miitomo would not be a communication app, but would adopt one of our characters that fans are very familiar with. It sounds... Right, because it almost sounds like, the way that's worded, I'm imagining him, like, winking to the audience a little. And if he's winking at the audience, that's a fucking Isabelle game.
Yeah. Isabelle Maid costume DLC. That'll get announced for Japan.
God, I can't take it anymore.
With cat ears.
I'm still confused. Like, where was Isabelle Smash? Well, no, I forgot. No, she was in Assist Trophy. That's why.
Yeah. So you think Isabelle will probably be in the next game, and well, she'll replace Cloud and the Villager in my rotation.
Let me say this. It has to be one of our characters that fans are very familiar with, means that it has to be a well-known singular Nintendo character that stands on its own. What do we have at that point?
Kirby.
Mario, Sonic, Link, all like the main...
Sonic is a Nintendo character.
Yeah.
Almost is at this point.
Neal, I'm going to need proof of that.
Sega released a mobile app with Sonic.
I was actually thinking Samus, but whatever. Sonic is more of a Nintendo character than Samus at this point.
It won't be Samus because Metroid might as well not exist in Japan.
No, but realistically, we're looking
at Isabelle, Kirby.
Isabelle, Kirby, Mario, Link, Pikachu. That's
won't
that's
be Pikachu. Won't be Pikachu
because we got Pokemon Company involved.
Yeah, and I don't think it'll be Mario or Link yet.
Oh yeah, because we got Pokemon Go also coming out. They're not going to worry about that. For the
what
next
about
5.
something Splatoon related?
No, because no Splatoon character stands on their own. Even the girl one isn't really named.
Unless you want to do like a Callie and Marie rhythm game like Groove Coaster.
Oh man,
one of our characters. Groove Coaster's fucking awesome, by the way.
Or the cat. The fucking cat gets his own game.
Judd?
Judd gets a game.
One of our characters fans are very familiar with the fucking Judd game.
Hey, Nico Watson is really hot.
Into his mouth or something. How does he get that fat?
No, it's this is gonna be, I think, like 80% Isabelle.
You're probably
Which might be the title of the game also. Okay, I think that's our show for this week.
Isabel dating sim.
Okay, that's our show. Thank you very much for watching. You can find us doing Nintendo News Report every single week at a surprise mystery time every single week.
Who knows when it'll be? Will it be 5 o'clock in the afternoon? Will it be midnight? We'll never tell.
The only requirement is we have to have a lot of news first.
I have a hat over there. You can't see it.
Every Sunday, Donald rolls a D20, and he's got a table with times and days.
Okay.
Well,
we're gonna do it sometime.
oh God, that thing is terrifying.
All right.
All right.
Show, right?
No. I gotta plug you guys. Donald's on Twitter at DonaldMick, DonaldMick. Also NFR Radio or NFR Podcast, Nintendo Free Radio. That's the show. Donald also does. Zach's on Twitter at ZMiller1902.
Go Panthers.
ILLER 1902. That I said that correct this time, right?
Yeah, 1902.
Cool, 1902. Neal's on Twitter at Enron10. You can also find his works and all of our works at NintendoWorldReport.com. And then I'm on Twitter at Kulafia, Culafia. That's our show, everyone. Thank you very much. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good.